My colleague mentioned earlier that the Alberta Party Caucus shadow budget was released today. That shadow budget talks about the need to support the growth of our post-secondary institutions. They need to be able to teach students the necessary skills to succeed in a changing economy. This includes the skills being taught in certificate programs at colleges and technical schools, and those are often a better option for students and employers. To the Minister of Advanced Education, with a number of colleges transitioning to universities, what are the plans in place to ensure that students can still choose certificate programs over degree programs?
The Honourable Minister of Advanced Education.
Well, great. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank the honourable member for the question. Of course, I was very pleased to announce our government's investment of $43 million over the next 5 years to create 3,000 spaces in programs just like the ones the member mentioned. And if he's genuinely supportive of that initiative, I anticipate that he and his party will support the budget once it's released, and it includes those expansions. Mr. Speaker, of course, we are committed to promoting opportunities in higher education all across the province. That's why we're working with Grand Prairie Regional College and Red Deer College to offer a wider array of programs for students in those areas, and I look forward to continuing that work on.
Supplemental.
Given that reforming Alberta's post-secondary institutions to meet the demands of a changing economy requires the government to work in close partnership with those institutions, and given that it would be difficult to work in close partnership with someone that you accused of lining their own pockets at the expense of students, and given your government often states that they believe negotiating wages at the bargaining table, to the same minister, why are you attacking public servant decisions and salary in public and in media, and what does that mean for the future work with the University of Alberta?
Honourable Minister.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and of course I continue to meet with representatives from the University of Alberta to continue to do the good work that institution is doing on behalf of Alberta students. You know, that member sat in the government caucus and let executive compensation balloon out of control. And post-secondary presidents are the highest paid in the country because of actions of his current leader and their former government. Mr. Speaker, it's time for that to end. Our government is finally taking action on something that they failed to do.
Second supplementary question.
Given that the current president of the U of A, David Turpin, negotiated his contract in good faith, and given that Dr. Turpin likely attracts more talent and funding than he draws in salary, and given that the estimated structural deficit of U of A, driven in part by this government's tuition fees, is $14 million, far greater than the amount the minister claims Dr. Turpin is lining his pockets with, to the same minister, why are you lashing out at Dr. Turpin for your decisions, and should other post-secondary presidents expect similar treatment?
The Honourable Minister.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to remind the honourable member that Dr. Turpin actually negotiated his contract with the Board of Governors that was appointed by that member's government. Mr. Speaker, they have a terrible record of letting executive compensation balloon out of control. The people of Alberta have had enough. They do not want to see their students pay more in tuition to make sure that we have the highest paid presidents in the entire country. Mr. Speaker, it's time that our government takes action to rein in executive compensation. We've done that with other agencies, boards and commissions. We're going to be doing that very soon with post-secondary institutions.